All right. Good morning, everyone. Good evening, everyone. So this is thesis one or feasibility one, design thinking. So I'll be using design thinking as a tool for us to conceptualize our research title. Design thinking, most of the time, pag naririnig natin siya, it is used or being used in business, product design, or even technology innovation. So it's really popular in creating new services or solving customer solution. But naisip ko, design thinking can also be used in research, especially in conceptualizing and constructing your research titles. After all, a research title should also be crafted and pag-isipang mabuti that should solve a particular problem. So it needs to be clear and relevant and connected to the real needs. So in this session, we will go through the 5 stages, which includes the emphasize, design, ideate, prototype, and test, and see how each one of us or each one of these 5 phases help you as the researcher to build a stronger and more focused title. Okay, so let's move on to the next slide. This. What is design thinking? So now, why do we need to study this approach, or why do we need to apply this approach in conducting the research? A lot of student titles end up too broad, too vague. Sometimes they allow AI to generate for them. So parang ang hirap ding mag-approve kasi some of the titles that they are proposing is based on their own perception, based on their own preferences lang. So, hindi siya actually sometimes nakaka-solve ng mga problems. But, just to give an overview before discussing further about the 5 phases of research, 5 phases of design thinking, ang common kasi na ginagamit na type of research is the basic research and applied research. When we talk about the basic research, yun yung it contributes to the body of knowledge wherein you are creating or building theory while exposing the problem, yeah. Pero dun sa applied research kasi, it immediately solve a particular problem. Kung hindi man isolve ang particular problem, at least it address the particular problem. So, meron na siyang application or na i-apply na yung solution na na-create ninyo to solve a particular problem na experience or na-experience noon and na-experience ngayon. But the difference is that the severity of the problem encountered today or the difference of the problem encountered today. For example, in aviation training, students encountered simulator anxiety, so language barrier, or even the highest cost of training. So if you just write problems of student pilot as the title, that is not clear enough. So dito sa design thinking, it gives us a structured way to sharpen our titles. So they will really reflect the problem and its impact. Like sa mga previous researches na nakandak ng mga estudyante natin or yung mga higher years ninyo, they look at the different problems, inumpisahan actual nila dyan sa empathize. Okay? So, isa-isahin natin yan. They started with the empathize before they can arrive at a particular title. Minsan din, sa pagbuo ng title, nilalaktawan na natin yung prototype and test if ang ginagawa lang natin is to understand muna the problem and to solve the problem when we talk about conceptualizing your research title. Okay. So, ito siya. So, under the empathize, or the first stage for the design thinking is the empathize. So, here, we try to really understand the people and the surroundings or the community or the background setting itself or the background that is involved in the study. So, who is affected by this problem? What are their struggles? Yan. For example, yung mga foreign students natin may feel, if we have a foreign students, yung talagang pure foreign students, they may feel nervous in using the simulator or they may have a difficulty in radio communication, may mga studies na tayo na gawang ganun. So instead of assuming or instead of we listen, we observe now and put ourselves into the position. So dun sa empathize, may separate video ako regarding sa empathize kasi you will have your activity regarding that. Ang empathize kasi it's about what you feel and what the persona feels, mga ganon. So we will be discussing that later. Okay? Next natin is the define. So here, in define phase, this is where we narrow down and clearly states the problem. Dun sa empathize kasi, you will understand kung bakit nagkakaroon ng problem. For example, yun nga, simulation anxiety. Hindi mo pwedeng sabihin lang na under empathy is simulation anxiety. So, ilalagay mo dyan, ano yung sinasabi ng estudyante? Ano yung nasasabi niya when it comes to simulation anxiety? Maybe, sabihin niya, I always panic in the simulator. So, what do you think? But not say. So, probably, sasabihin niyan, probably if I fall in front of my instructor, ano gagawin ko? Ganon. So, lalagay mo din dun sa point ng empathy na anong gagawin, what do they do? So, maybe they will avoid extra practice or tanungin mo rin how do they feel. Maybe sabihin nila, they will feel nervous or stressed. So, mamamap mo na ngayon from the simulator anxiety kung ano yung student can say, can think, ano pa yung can feel, apat yan can do. So, in terms of the empathy mapping, laging andan yung for consideration. What do the students say or what do the persona say? What do the persona feel? What do the persona do? Okay? And what do the persona now think? So, say, ang una-una say, think, say, think, do, and feel. So, pag sinabing what do the persona say, maybe, kasi ang problem natin is simulator anxiety. So, maybe ang sasabihin ng estudyante is, I will always panic in front of the simulator. Okay, so ano ngayon yung naiisip nila? So, gagawa kayo dyan ng empathy map. Later on, I'll discuss further about the empathy map. So, ilalagay nyo dyan, ano ang naiisip ng estudyante? Okay? So, nung una kasi, what they say. Now, what they think. Okay? Ang iniisip niya, pwedeng, ano kaya kung, what if, I'll fall in front of my instructor using the simulator. So, nakakahiya. So, yun yung something na naiisip ng persona nyo. Next is, what do they do? Kaya anong gagawin nila? So, syempre, magiging extra cautious sila. Yun ang gagawin nila. Pero ano sa tingin nyo ang nararamdaman pa rin nila? So, definitely, kahit na they show composure, na parang hindi mangyayari yon, still, they feel, what they feel is, pwedeng stress sila, or ninenervyos sila. So, mapping all of this helps you see what the problems deserves to be focused in your research. That's why the second phase naman natin is the define, okay? This is where you will narrow down and clearly states the problem. Nalaman mo na what they say, think, feel, and do. So, ang dito naman is ina-narrow down mo ngayon lahat ng mga rants. Okay? So, you will be narrowing down and clearly states the problem. Okay? So, if we just say, students struggle in training, so that is too general. Pero, if you try to communicate with the problem itself and break down all the problems, hindi lang siya nalilimit sa students struggle in training, but also maybe it has something to contribute with their language communication skills, ganon. Okay, so it's really up to you kung paano mo i-connect. Dito sa define naman kasi, ang nagiging technique ko dito, di ba? Sabi dun sa empathize, simulator anxiety. So ito yung nararamdaman niya. Ito yung nangyayari sa kanya. Nagpapanik siya, pero nag-iisip din siya, paano kaya kung matumba ako sa harapan ng instructor? So, anong gagawin niya? Avoid na lang yung extra extra practice para hindi siya mag-stutter or ma-stumble man lang sa harap ng professor. When we talk about the feelings that they have, syempre, andun yung nervousness and stress pa rin sila. So, in terms of that, kung na-identify mo na yon, then, dito naman sa define, mananarrow down mo na ngayon yung magiging problema nila. So, ang narrow down mo ngayon dyan is, kasi foreigner sila, that's why hindi nila ma-express yung sarili nila. They are working on their own para lang ma-cope or ma-perform nila yung task. Naiisip ko na they have a limited English proficiency kasi natatakot sila na mag-stumble in front of their instructor. So, instead of thinking na may stumble sila doon, why not ask your instructor? Maybe hindi sila nakakapagtanong. It's because they have this language barrier. So, meaning they have limited English proficiency that affects the flight safety and performance. Yun yung nakita kong definition. When I assess the emphasis at nilay down ko lahat ng rants, then na-define ko na that the problem may contribute sa kanilang English proficiency or ang kanilang language barrier that affects the flight safety and training performance. Yan. Now, when it comes to, halimbawa, na-identify nyo na. Ganito yun lay down nyo lahat ng mga concerns. Pag na-lay down nyo lahat ng mga concerns, then you can now define what is the main problem. So, ang main problem dyan, hindi nyo pwedeng sabihin na aviation training issues, di ba? You have to be more specific. Like, influence of English proficiency on flight performance of the foreign aviation students. Kung mapapansin nyo, hindi ako nag-focus doon sa negative side. Kasi when it comes to choosing your research, lalo na't magsa-survey kayo niyan, minsan pag negative kasi ang dating, when we talk about the SMART model, hindi siya magiging accurate or hindi siya measurable kasi pwedeng tanggihan kanila, ganon. Okay, so kung mapapansin niyo yung sinabi kong sample like influence of English proficiency on flight performance of the foreign aviation students, pwede siyang searchable and direct to the real challenge kasi the foreign students nagkakaroon siya ng stress, hindi nakakausap sa mga instructor nila, nag-iisip na sila, what if matumba sila, mag-stutter sila. So, nakikita ko doon yung influence of English proficiency sa kanilang flight performance. Kasi, naging positive siya kasi kung hindi sila magaling mag-English, it may contribute to the problem when it comes to flight performance of the students. So, naging clearer and more researchable yung study natin kasi hindi ka pwedeng magsabi lang na ito yung mga issues, hindi pwedeng ganon. You will be thinking of a title na positive criticism siya, hindi yung masyadong negative na the influence of, ano yung laging sinasabi ng estudyante, na problem nila, yung influence of the attitude ng mga flight instructor that contributes daw to the stress. Masyadong direct to the point, masyadong negative siya. So, when we conducted the survey, pag ganun ang title ninyo or ganun yung theme ng inyong research, the respondents may not answer your question kasi parang masyadong straight to the point. Okay? So, pwede kayong gumamit ng positive criticism na influence ng English proficiency where in fact na parang we also observe that maybe their English proficiency is not that good para mas magkaintindihan sila. So maybe that is one of the factor that may contribute to the flight performance. So in that case, ma-identify na natin if there is talaga problem in terms of the communication due to their English proficiency level. Okay, next natin is EJATE. Actually, dito sa EJATE, okay, nagkapatalastas ang aking YouTube. Okay, so dito naman si EJATE, after defining your problem, so EJATE comes after. So this is where you will be brainstorming ngayon as a group. So you will be brainstorm with your members about the possible titles na pwede nyong malikha para makapagbigay kayo ng solution later on dun sa problems na inumpisahan natin, which is simulator anxiety ng mga foreign students. So since na-identify nyo na kung ano yung problema, wag nyong ilimit yung sarili ninyo in writing all the ideas based on the problems, based on the definition of the concern, based on the definition of several scenario kung bakit na-encounter ng estudyante ang simulator anxiety. So again, hindi ka pwedeng mag-negative kaagad ng mga title na pwede mong ikanda. So you can write down all the possible title. Just write down all the possible title. Tapos you go descriptive. Pag sinabi natin descriptive, is just defining what is the existing phenomenon and there's no comparison dyan. Okay? So pwedeng isulat mo lahat. For example, pwede mo isulat simulator anxiety and student pilot performance. Pwedeng ganon. Okay? Hindi ka pwede mag-start na na how does the English proficiency affects the flight safety? Hindi pwedeng ganon. So, dito pa lang sa J8, you will come up with a goal or your goal is to come up with a different version of the title para may pagpipilian kayo. Okay? Conceptualize nyo rin under the ideate kung ang product na gusto or ang research na gusto nyo i-conduct is product-based. Okay, so identify mo yung problems, identify mo yung empathize. These are the training needs area. Tapos dito sa ideate part, yan yung magko-conceptualize kayo kung ano ba talaga ang magiging product ninyo to address all the problems. So, my tip sa inyo in terms of the ideate or ideation, do not stop with 1 to 2 or 2 to 3 titles. You just write down, you just write all the different versions that you have when it comes to the title. Okay? Medyo mahirap mag-conceptualize, pero kasi minsan pag ginamitan nyo siya ng AI, ipupunta lang niya kayo sa mga global scenario wherein the title na pwede niya i-propose is not acceptable title based on the format that we had in our school. Okay, so in terms of ideation, all these tatlong stages na pinagdaanan niya, isulat nyo lahat, concept, empathize, define, and ideate. Isulat nyo lahat ng mga possible titles na minsan maisip mo, ano ba to, ang haba-haba na, okay, minsan nakaka-awkward naman to, pero it's okay. Kasi i-refine nyo pa naman siya. So, better that if you're a group, lahat will submit the title based on the empathy map, umpisahan sa empathize, define, bago si ideate, then pag-usapan ninyo later on kung ano yung mga title that needs to be considered when it comes to proposing the final title for the group. Ito naman, ang next natin is the prototype. In terms of the product or in terms of the research, after your perspective or ideation ng mga produkto, ipoprototype nyo na siya. So from that prototyping, ipupulido nyo pa yan. When it comes to basic research from your list, yung pinalista natin sa inyo sa ideate, you pick up 3 or 5 titles that looks most promising according sa nakikita nyo, ito, medyo okay to, pwede namin i-survey to, may mga ganon. Okay, so you have to refine those 3 to 5 titles na napili ninyo. Make sure nyo lang na they are concise, they use the keywords that can be found in your empathize and define. Make sure that it also reflects the real problem. For example, after nyo mag-brainstorm regarding sa simulator anxiety, you may consider simulator anxiety and impact to training performance or English proficiency as predictor of flight safety. So, it's really up to you kung paano mo siya ipo-prototype. Make sure lang tayo na when you use the AI, make sure na yung mabubuo ninyo na title ay Filipino-based or based sa WCC. Kasi napaka-broad din minsan ang binibigay na idea ni ni AI. Hindi naman natin kayo dinidiscourage to use AI, although si AI kasi nakakatulong sa case ninyo na malimit yung time sa pag-consume sa paghanap, pag-construct, etc. But, make sure na lahat naman ng napoproduce ni AI sa inyo, guided and founded with different empirical studies na may mga legit address, ilagay nyo yon. Okay? So, hindi naman nililimit as long as you know how to rephrase, paraphrase, and basahin kung it is appropriate in your study or not. Okay? So, kung ngayon, dito sa prototype, ibig sabihin, pag title talaga, basic research, and you don't have any product, ang prototype na tinutukoy nito, when it comes to research formulation or magko-construct kayo ng research is the prototype. When we say prototype kasi, nandyan yung pinaka-final nyo na-refine nyo na siya. Okay? So, andito, ang daming problema ni Emphatize. Na-define natin ang problema pala nila, communication. Nagkaroon na kayo ng different ideas or nag-brainstorm na kayo what to be included and what is the focus of your study. Then, dun sa prototype, dito na yung refinement. I-refine mo na kung alin ba talaga ang pwede mong gamitin as the research title for your present study. Okay? And next natin is we test. Okay? So, share your refined titles with your members. Tapos, tignan natin kung tanong nyo sila kung specific ba siya, clear ba yung nagawa naming title, sa tingin ba nila it captures the essence of the study. Pwede rin yung gamitin after this yung SMART model. So, mayroon din tayong to post later on regarding sa SMART model kasi yun yung test na pwede nyong gamitin para makita ninyo na, okay, itong title na to, it has a potential na pwedeng ma-approve kasi nalay down namin lahat ng mga cards namin in terms of the different problem. That's why we came up with this final title and tinest namin siya or chinek namin siya, tinesting namin siya kung itong instrument ba is specific, measurable ba, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. So, if this 5 naman is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Na-check nyo siya, then ibig sabihin, yung testing ninyo is effective and there's a possibility that your panel member will consider your title. Okay? So, putting up together all of this 5 design thinking process, ang implementation kasi, yun, magdi-decide kayo if your study is a basic research or applied research. Pag applied yan, titignan ninyo yung, i-compare ninyo yung sagot ng mga respondents ninyo. Pero, dito sa implementation, it doesn't mean na gagawin nyo pa yan kasi in terms of conceptualizing the research title, pwede na from Emphatize to test. Okay? So, i-wrap up natin. Ang Emphatize is about understanding the people and the community or the surroundings that you belong. Define is about stating the problem clearly. Hindi siya, gagather mo lahat ng mga rants and comments, then you will come up with a particular concept ngayon na i-brainstorm nyo naman if there's a possibility na pwede siyang gawing research. And during the brainstorming or ideation, hindi lang iisang title ang pwede niyong buuin based on the identified problem. In terms of the prototype naman, andyan yung select and polish the best. So, isi-select niyo na yung 3 to 5 na mga titles ninyo based doon sa tingin ninyo is doable naman siya. Okay? Iti-test niyo naman yung napili ninyo sa SMART model. Okay, dito sa SMART model, dalawa lang yan. It's either I'll be checking your title or check it with the SMART model. SMART model is specific ba yung topic nyo? If yes, i-check nyo lang siya. Measurable ba siya? Pag sinabing measurable, may mga respondents ba na mag-agree na pwede maging respondents ninyo or yung tatay or nanay or kung sino man yung involved doon gusto niya maging title yan? Pwede. Tapos, ano pa ba? Iti-test din natin siya if valid or not. Okay? So, in that case, pag na-test nyo na siya, then, ifa-finalize nyo na ngayon yung title ninyo. Okay? So, dapat eksakto siya ha, hindi yung masyadong vague yung napili ninyo. Okay? When we talk about that sa title natin, make sure lang that a strong research title is not just a label. It is the foundation of your entire study. So, by using the design thinking, make sure that your title is clear, meaningful, and rooted in the real challenge, or kung hindi man rooted sa real challenge, at least it addresses the SDGs or the research agenda. Then research agenda, research topic, SDGs, para alam natin na it will really address the problems of the communities nowadays. So, in other words, we are not just writing titles, but we are designing our titles with the purpose of utilizing it or helping the community through your research. Okay, so that is for today in terms of the design thinking. So, let's move on doon sa empathy map. Ito siya. Yun. Yan. So, this is your activity about the empathy map. So, you have to write down all the informations on empathy map when we talk about the simulator anxiety of the students. So, sa empathy map, ito yung sinasabi ko na individual activity ninyo. So, in terms of the empathy map, make sure yung nasa gitna, it's either a passenger or the student pilot to. Student pilot, okay? So, itong nasa gitna, ito yung persona. Yan yung nagre-represent nung magiging problem natin, okay? Make sure that the persona, it has something to do. Itong empathy map natin, imamap natin what he says, what he thinks, what he do, and what he feel. Okay? So, design thinking model or application in formulating your title. Empathize, understand the needs, challenges, and experience of the foreign students struggling in English. So, focus on the communication barrier if you want to. So, ganun lang siya. Start nyo, empathize, then magiging define, then ejate. Basta tandaan niyo when it comes to ejate, you will be brainstorming. So, I may suggest that the leader should ask the members na mag-submit ng at least 3 to 5 titles and you will do all the brainstorming para makakome up naman kayo sa final 5 na ipapasa nyo sa RPDO as a group submission. Okay? So, that's it for our design mapping. So, any questions that you think hindi natin na-address, you may ask na lang sa akin. Okay? So, that's for today. Good day.